Hello, my name's Danielle and this is Excalibur Books. And today I'm doing quite a big book haul. I've not counted them, but I've got 3 piles of books here. But first, I had my Abominable Book Club delivery, which is like a monthly book subscription box. And I can't wait any longer, so I've got to open it. So I'm going to do that first. And then I'm going to go have some lunch and come back and do the rest of the haul. So if the video looks a bit different after this, that's why. But I can't leave this sitting here for days like some people can. Yeah, so you get one new signed horror book and then a second-hand horror book, I think. And next month they started doing like sprayed edge limited edition, so I'm excited for that one, but not in this one. And you get some like hot drinks, sometimes like a sticker, magnet, bookmark, stuff like that. So let's get into it. This is what it looks like when you open it up. So what do we have? I can see that Eric LaRocca book. I can see that just from that little bit there. I can literally see what it is. What's this? Milk chocolate bar. Oh, Welsh milk chocolate bar. Literally just got back from Wales the other day. Oh, it's got like raisins and fruit in it. I'll give that to my boyfriend, he'll probably like that. Okay. There's a Bigfoot patch. That is so cool. But I love that. I love anything like Bigfoot and stuff. And then this is your bag of like tea coffee. We've got lemongrass and ginger tea this time. Some hot chocolate. Yeah, so you just get some coffee and tea bags and stuff. You get quite a lot. Okay, now onto the books. So, oh, there's 3 books. This shredded cardboard gets everywhere. Okay, so this is the one I saw. It's At Dark I Become Loathsome by Eric LaRocca. I can't remember when this one was released, so I don't know if this is the new January 2025. I hope this one's the one with the sign. That'd be quite cool. I think I saw Jan Agaton read this. I'm sure it was this one that she read. And what she was saying about it wasn't making me that interested in reading it. But let's see. I don't think I've read one yet. I think I own 2 of his books, but I don't think I've read one. Okay, yeah, it was this one, I remember. I think it's a lot about grief and depression and stuff, which I'm not sure how I feel about it. I'm willing to give it a try, at least. So we've got that one. And there's some more stuff at the bottom. Oh, we did get the Eric LaRocca signature here. Like the Eric LaRocca signed book plate, so I could put that in that book, which is good. We've got some... And they come with these bookmarks that have like a story on the back, which I'm not gonna lie, I don't read them. We got a bookmark that says, if it's got murder or monsters, I'll read it. Scuttler's Cove by David Barnett, which I'm not sure if I've heard about before. We do have a signed book plate for this one as well. It says, Scuttler's Cove is a working village in Cornwall where life has gone uninterrupted for centuries until it was discovered by the rich. Now the harbourfront cottages have been snapped up by second homers and the local can barely afford to live in their own town. Interesting. Okay, so there's a horror that the residents have fought for generations to keep a secret. So this sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to the seaside, small town seaside setting. I can put this book plate in here. We have a letter from Eric LaRocca, which I'm not going to read out because it's really long, but I'll give that a read afterwards. Oh, we have a bookmark to go with At Dark I Become Loathsome there. Let me know if you've read any Eric LaRocca books. I think they intimidate me a bit. I'm not sure why. Anyway, we get this second-hand book as well, which is always a bit hit and miss because quite often I do find I do already own these books. Okay, Peter James Possession. I don't know what this is about, so at least I don't already own it. It doesn't sound that interesting, so I think I'm going to give this one a miss and probably give it to one of my local charity shops. It says Fabian Hightower had been killed in a car crash, and at least that's what the policemen are asking Alex, his mother, to believe. But Alex knows she saw him that morning and at a time when he must have been dead. I'll probably look at reviews and decide if I want to give this one a go. Or you can comment down below and tell me if you've read this and try and convince me that it's worth picking up. So I'm gonna go get something to eat and I'll be back to show you the rest of the books. So it's actually the next day. I didn't have time to finish this video yesterday, but you've seen the unboxing from Abominable Book Club, and now we'll get into the rest of the book haul. I've not counted them, but I have over 20 books here. Basically like a combination of everything I've got since the start of the year. I can't leave it much longer because I do have limited space in my house, so I've got to do this video and get them all up on the shelves somewhere. I don't have any room, but I'll find somewhere. First I'll do the stack of books that I got from Hay&Y, and I'll just quickly go through them because if you watch my last video they'll be in that. So the first one I actually didn't show in that video because I got it just before I came home, and it's The Mystery of the Blue Train by Agatha Christie. I love Agatha Christie books and I like collecting editions of them. So I thought I need to go back to Murder and Mayhem and get an Agatha Christie. And I got drawn to this one because of Poirot on the spine, and I love this cover. I haven't got an edition of this one and I've not read this one. I'm slowly making my way through her books. I've read quite a lot now. And this one's about a jewel thief and a murder on a train. Yeah, excited for this one. So next I got Strachan by Terry Brooks, book 3 in the Hydroid of Shannara series. And then also by Terry Brooks I got The Elves of Cintra, Genesis of Shannara book 2. So these are for when I continue in the Terry Brooks. He's got like loads of series all set up in the same world, so I can get onto them when I continue that. I got A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson from North Hay Books. This was a new release that I had my eye on. We have Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury. I'm not sure what it's about, but Stephen King's blurbed it, which is one of my favourite authors, and I have been interested in this one. I want to collect all the fancy masterworks, so that's why I got this one. I got a signed edition of Service Medal by Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is about a service robot that murders his owner, I guess. And then Haunted by Chuck. I literally searched up how to pronounce his name and I forgot. I think it's Palahniuk. Chuck Palahniuk. If that's wrong, please let me know. This is a short story horror anthology. So now I will go through the 2 piles of books that I have. Some of them I have bought myself, some of them are gifts. Most of them, I buy most of my books secondhand. So a lot of them are just bought secondhand off Vinted or secondhand off Amazon or at charity shops. Also got some book subscription books. But yeah, let's get into it. So I brought The Forsaken Throne by Jeff Wheeler, which is the last book in the Kingdom Fountain series, which the majority of these books have been given 5 stars, so I think it's cemented itself as one of my favourite series of all time. It's a bit bittersweet reading the last book. I really want to know how it ends, but it's the end of the series. I'm sure I'll start another Jeff Wheeler series when I finish this quite soon, because they're all on Kindle Unlimited, I think, anyway, so I have easy access to them. I just bought these in physical copy because I was giving them 5 stars. But the first book is about Owen, who gets taken to live with the king, which isn't a very nice person, he's a bit of a tyrant. And then it's about the queen's poisoner, sort of takes Owen under her wing and trains him up and stuff, and then the series of books like follows his life. We start off with him as a kid and then they go on to like when he's an adult and stuff like that. So yeah, really enjoyed these. Next we got Listen to Your Sister, which I got in another Abominable Book Club box. So I don't know what it's about. This one is a signed one. 25-year-old Keller Williams is struggling since becoming a guardian to her brother Jamie. Jamie is full of good-natured 16-year-old recklessness and is usually off fighting for what matters to him by getting into mischief. Okay, so it's a 25-year-old woman looking after her little sister, and for some reason they have to go on a run and take refuge in a remote cabin. Cool, so maybe it's a sort of like cabin slasher horror, which sounds quite fun. Then we've got Thin Air, A Ghost Story by Michelle Paver, which was a gift on Instagram by Reading with MK, so that was a nice surprise when I got this in the post off my Amazon wishlist. I put this on my wishlist because I have another book by her, which I haven't read yet, but it sounds interesting. This one sounds interesting as well because it's set in the Himalayas in 1935. It's about 5 Englishmen set out to conquer the sacred mountain, but courage can only take them too far, and the higher they climb the darker it gets. So it sounds like a ghostly survival mountain climb horror. And then I got Macbeth from a second-hand bookshop because I never had any interest in reading any Shakespeare, but for some reason I have suddenly just wanted to get into it a bit. So I thought I'd start with Macbeth and see how I like it. I don't read plays really. I read Romeo and Juliet in school, but I don't really remember reading it. I don't really know what it's about. It says Shakespeare's Macbeth is one of the greatest tragic dramas the world has known. Oh. Embarks on his murderous course to gain and retain the crown of Scotland. Yeah, like I said, I've never looked into it before, but that sounds quite interesting, so I don't want to read any more into the synopsis, but yeah. And then from a second-hand bookstore, again, I think it was the same one, I got The Dark Half by Stephen King. I love collecting old copies of Stephen King books, and I didn't have this one yet. Again, don't know anything that it's about, but we'll have a little look. So it's about a writer. It's about a writer who was writing under a different name, and then someone dies. His bloody fingerprints are found all over the dead man's truck. So Stephen King is very hit and miss with me. I either love his books or hate them. I've hated a couple of them, but the ones that I love tend to be my favourite books. That's why he's like one of my all-time favourite authors. I just love how the back of his books just have a massive picture of his face on it. It's so funny. And then from the same bookshop, I got Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Miro, I think that's how it's pronounced, which I've had my eye on for ages, but I never purchased it because the series isn't completed yet. But by the time I get round to it, but I know the second book's out, and I think it's only going to be a trilogy. I'm not too sure. Please correct me about that. But this is set in 1882 in North Edinburgh. There's a strange doctor that collects orphans with unusual abilities. So it's kind of given like Miss Peregrine's, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. But that series, it sounds similar to that, which I did read and I did like when I read it. I think I read it whilst I was at school. But I love the setting of this, sounds really good. And then we have The next couple I got off Vinted because The next couple I got off Vinted because I sold some books and got some money on there. So I got a Master of Gin by P. Djeli Clark, and this is set in Cairo in 1912, which is a different setting. Oh, it's about a woman who's the youngest woman working for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments and Supernatural Entities. It seems to be a murder mystery as well. I didn't actually know that it was like a murder mystery. The only thing I saw was about Ministry of Alchemy, which drew me in, but it's a murder mystery as well, which is even better. Right, we're going to try and pick up the pace a bit because I'm already been recording for 20 minutes and I've still got, we're only about halfway through. So, Elatsaway by Darcy Little Badger. I had my eye on this for a long time and I saw it for £1 on Vinted, so I quickly bought this one. I think it's about an indigenous community as you can raise the dead of ghost animals. So that one sounds, let's make a new pile because this one's falling. I got Camp Damascus by Chuck Tingle from a Abominable Book Club subscription box. I've seen loads of people talk about this. This is set in a gay conversion camp. Oh, this is a fearing young lady who can't stop puking up flies. Oh, lovely. Off Vinted again, I got Perilous Times by Thomas D. Lee, which is, I think it's something to do with Arthurian legend. Oh yes, so Perilous Times is a contemporary take on the myths of Camelot. So it's set in modern times, but there's dragons, and I think it's set in modern times. A knight has woken up from a long slumber. I want to read more like Camelot retellings. Next, I have been wanting this book for ages, but it was so expensive everywhere I've seen it. But I saw it on Amazon reduced to half price, so I quickly got this. And I love this cover of this book. It says Gothic Horror. I've never actually even looked into this book. I think I saw Kayla on Books and Lala talk about it, and I think that's where I heard about it. Got this one off Vinted again, and it's The Last Word by Taylor Adams. The reason I got this is because I read No Exit by Taylor Adams and I gave that 5 stars. But this one's, someone leaves a 1-star review on a poorly written horror book, and I think she's been harassed and stalked by the author of the book. And then I think everyone's been getting this recently, but I pre-ordered Sunrise on the Reaping and that came. I don't actually own all the other Hunger Games books. I read them when I was at school and I didn't keep them. But I've seen the films a lot of times, but I wanted this one because it's Haymitch's story. Yeah, I thought I'd get this as it come out to read it. And then this one, Zombie by Joyce Carol Oates, is also another one that everywhere I found it was really expensive. And then I saw I sold some on eBay and I had some money on there, so I used that to buy this one. But I am quite scared to read this one, but it's only short, so. But I think this one is like an extreme horror, I think. I'm not too sure. And then I got In the Miso Soup by Ryu Murakami, I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, I got this one for £2 from my charity shop. I'm also a bit scared to read this one as well. I really don't know what this one is about, but I see people talking about it and saying it's like a weird horror type of book. So yeah, that's all I need to know. And I do like, I've been liking a lot of translated books recently. And then I spoke about this one in my 5-star predictions on, but this is Strange Practice by Vivian Shaw, which is the start of a new series. And it's about Greta Helsing, who's the doctor to the undead, and I think she's got to investigate some murderous monks killing humans and undead. I do think I'm gonna give this one 5 stars. And then from Waterstones I got Once Was Willem for the double stamps, sorry. It's a medieval I'm not sure if it's horror, but it says a dark medieval tale of twisted folklore, which is right up my alley, which I want to read a lot more dark medieval stories. Really excited for this new release. And then the last book was from an Abominable Book Club box again, and it's Red Rabbit by Alex Gressian. I'm not sure how to pronounce that surname. It looks like it's a horror western, which I've not read before. And it says Sadie Grace is wanted for witchcraft, dead or alive. Every hired gun in Kansas is out to collect the bounty on her head. And it's got cowboys in it, which I probably wouldn't have gone out and purchased this on my own, but I'm definitely going to give it a go. So these are all the books that I've got since the start of the year. I need to put these all away now, but I'll see you on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.